Good afternoon, children. As we already have completed, I have completed the second chapter, hunting and gathering of food. Right, that is over now, and now we will move to the third chapter in the earliest cities, the story of Harappa. Right, we have already seen it. We already know the story of the Harappa saving an old building. Let us see first one. This is a small story I will tell you. Where two children are playing outside the home, they notice that there is an old building, and people say that the children are telling that it is a haunted house, it is the ghost house they are telling. But here one man tells that look at the architecture, it is so nice. And another thing, they have a very fine wood carving is there. And the woman says that she has made that the minister has to make the arrangements in order to repair and preserve this building house. They find it wonderful and interested, the old run down house. So if you see any old archaeological sources, what we have to do, we have to preserve them, right? Because they are the old monuments, they are the old memories which tell us what happened in those days, what type of engineering they were using. Let us now know about the old cities, how they were there, how was the architecture there, what was the engineering they were using in those times. Let us see now the story of Harappa. Very often old buildings have a story to tell. Nearly 150 years ago when railway lines were being laid down for the first time in Punjab, engineers stumbled upon the site of Harappa in the present day Pakistan. So engineers were stumbled, they kept their fingers on the lips and they were watching the town called Harappa, which now at present is there in the Pakistan. Why they were stumbled? What happened? What made them to be stumbled? Let us see. To them, it seemed like a mound that was rich source of ready-made high quality bricks. What they saw is they saw the high quality of bricks which made them stumbled. So they carried off thousands of bricks from the walls of the old buildings of the city to build railway lines. Here the engineers took away the bricks and they made the railway lines because they were of so good quality bricks. Many buildings were completely destroyed. They destroyed many of the buildings which had become almost old. Then about 80 years ago, archaeologists found the site and realized that this was one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent. They realized that they saw that there was one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent. They had discovered around 80 years back, they discovered one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent. As this was the first city to be discovered, this was the first city which the scientists have discovered. All other sites from where similar buildings were found were described as the Harappan. So after that, whatever the cities which were similar to the same, which were having the same architecture, they started telling that, or they started giving the name that as Harappan. These cities developed 4,700 years ago. So 4,700 years ago, these cities were developed. Can you just imagine it? 4,700 years ago only, they had known the art of making the bricks. Right? What was special about these cities? Yes, this is an important question. What was the special of these cities? What is the special thing which we are all talking about? What is it? Many of these cities were divided into two or more parts. Yes, the cities were divided into two or more parts. Usually the part to the west was smaller but higher. The part which was in the west side was a small one, and it was in the higher area. Archaeologists describe this as the citadel. They are calling it as a citadel. Generally, a part to the east. This is west, this is east. It is was larger in area but in the lower place, but it was lower. This is called the lower town. What they called it as? They called it as the lower town. Very often walls of baked brick were built around each part. So what happened? Walls were built of the baked bricks. Very good quality of bricks were used to make the walls. Right, they lasted for thousands of years. They had lasted for the thousands of, the walls had lasted for about thousands of years. The bricks were laid in an interlocking pattern, and that made the walls strong. How were the walls? They were made in the interlocking pattern. One brick here, put the cement and keep the another brick, and put the cement on that, you keep another brick. Like that you have to construct the walls. In some cities, special buildings were constructed on the citadel. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, a very special tank which archaeologists call the Great Bath was built in this area. So in Mohenjo-daro, what was built? The Great Bath was built. This was lined with bricks coated with plaster. How were the bricks? They were coated with plaster and made watertight with a layer of natural tar. They were made watertight and natural tar was there so that the water does not go outside. Right, when you are taking the bath, the water should not flow to the other rooms. It should be in the tank only. Perhaps the water was probably brought in from the, yes, and there were steps leading, there were steps leading down to it from two sides. From two sides you can go down, steps were there. Right, while there were rooms on all the sides, there were rooms. Water was probably brought from the well and drained out after use. So, and the water was going out, drained out after the use. Perhaps important people took a dip in this tank on special occasions. So, only important people were allowed to take the bath on special occasions. Here you can see the tank. And you can see the steps. They are coming, they can come down. Here are the steps, two sides there are steps to go down, take the bath, and there is a hole from where the water was going outside. Here there are the rooms to change the clothes or something, to do puja, havana. They have made here rooms. Other cities such as Kali, Bangan and Lothal had fire altars where sacrifices may have been performed, and some cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had elaborate storehouses. Elaborate means very big storehouses were available in the Harappan and Mohenjo-daro. Sacrifices andre enri bali kodudu. You nodralla Bahubali idraga bali kodtara, Kwanan bali kodtara. Like that sacrifices were made in order to impress the gods, right? Kwanan bali kotne, Kuri bali kotne, that was being done there, right? And they had got very big storehouses and an entry where they can store the store the grains, they can store the food materials, they can store the other things, right? Stores were there. Houses, drains and streets. How were the houses? How was the drainage system, and how were the streets in the Harappan and Mohenjo-daro? Let us see. Generally, houses were either 1 or 2 stories high with the rooms built around a courtyard. How were the houses? They were 2-storied buildings were there, and there was a courtyard. Courtyard means there was a compound round, and in the middle there were the houses. Most houses had a separate bathing area. So all the houses had separate bathing areas, and some had wells to supply water. Some they were having the wells in order to supply the water. Many of these cities had covered drains. So these cities were, how they were the cities? They were having the covered drains. The drainages were covered. Notice how carefully these were laid out in straight lines. Here you can see the interlocking system of the bricks. I have told you now how the bricks are interlocked. You can see here the picture of the interlocking system of the bricks. Hang ondrakondu hattukondu hang ada nodri ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಟ್ ಅದಾವ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂತಾವ. There are no any cracks, right? Just observe it. So nicely they have done in those days. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಂದ ಅದ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಮಸ್ತ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ. ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡನ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಇನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಡೇಸ್. ದೇ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ and see the quality of the bricks. So they are so good, they are not at all cut, they are not at all cracked. Even though there are so many floods happened, drought came, with the heavy temperature also, hot was there, cold was there, but there is no, the quality of the bricks did not lose its quality. It is the same as it was in the olden days, right? They had covered drains. How were the drainages? Now we have covered drains, no? Like that the drains were covered, right? Although you cannot see it, each drain had a gentle slope. The drainage had gentle slope so that the water which was collected up was going to flow down through it. Very often drains in houses were connected to those on the streets, and smaller drains led to into bigger ones. Now the smaller drains are going led to the bigger ones. All the smaller drains were coming and they were going into the bigger ones. As the drains were covered, inspection holes were provided at intervals to clean them. Yes, there were small, so big inspection holes where you can go inside and clean the drainages. If there is any blockages, then there are inspection holes to clean the drainages. As the drains, yes, all three houses, drains and streets were probably planned and built at the same time. You can see here all the houses, streets and drains all were built at the same time only. In the same time only all these three things were built. So next here, here you can see drainage. This is a street and here you can see the covered drainages. Here you can see the covered drainages. Here there is a big hole, drainage hole for inspection. If there is any blockage for cleaning, this is the big hole here. And you can see the drainages, long big drainages. Smaller, they connected to the big drainage. The smaller drainages, they go, water is flowing and it gets connected to the bigger drains. A Harappan city was a very busy place. There were people who planned the construction of special buildings in the city. These were probably the rulers. So this Harappan city was very a busy place. Busy place means the fish market is them, right? Where if you go to the fish market, it is always busy. Many people are coming there. If for example Friday market of Mudhol, how much people you see? You can't go, vehicles cannot go, two-wheelers cannot move, four-wheelers cannot move. So much busy the marketplace will be. Like that in those days Harappan city was the busiest city. There were people who planned construction of special buildings in the city. In those days people had planned for the construction of big buildings in the city, right? Special buildings, not only big buildings but specially planned buildings in the city. These were probably the rulers. The rulers means who? The kings had planned these things. It is likely that the rulers sent people to distant lands, right? Kings were sending the people to the distant lands, means from one place to the another place to get metal, precious stones and other things that they wanted. See, in order to construct the buildings, what the kings were doing, they were sending the people to the distant places, means far away places, to bring the metal, to bring the stones, precious stones, not stones, precious stones and other things whatever they wanted. They may have kept the most valuable objects such as ornaments of gold and silver or beautiful beads for themselves. See here, the gold, the silver and beautiful beads. Beads means what? Muttu, Ratna, Havala. Right? They have kept these ornaments for themselves. Them for their use, they might have kept it. And there were scribes, people who knew how to write, who helped prepare the seals and perhaps wrote on other materials that have not survived. So in those days, around 4700 years only, people had known the art of writing. There were scribes to write, people who knew to write, who helped prepare the seals and perhaps wrote on other materials that have not survived. Still not, they have not survived. Like that, they have, in those days, people had learned to read and write. Besides, there were men and women, craftspersons, making all kinds of things, either in their own homes or in special workshops. So besides that, there were many people, right? There were craftspersons, they were knowing all kinds of things, right? Either they were making in homes or they were making in special workshops. People were traveling to distant lands or returning with raw materials and perhaps stories. Many terracotta toys have been found and children must have played with these. Here you can see the terracotta toys. Right here in the toys for which the children might have played. These are the toys which they have made of the wood, which they have made of from the bones of the animals, right? With which horns of the animals, bones of the animals, they have made it, and the children might have played with that. They were knowing all the craft things, right? Here you can see the necklaces they have made, right? They have seen the sticks they have made, right? Let us see now. Stone weights were there in order to calculate how much kilograms are there. Stone weights were made. New crafts in the city. Let us look at some of the objects that were made and found in the Harappan cities. Most of the things that have been found by archaeologists are made of stone, shell and metal, including copper, bronze were used to make tools, weapons, ornaments, vessels. Right, these were used to make the ornaments, vessels, like that they were using. Gold and silver were used to make ornaments and vessels. They were using gold, silver to make ornaments as well as vessels also. The Harappans also made seals out of the stones. They used to make the seals, means to close something, they used stones to close it. These are generally rectangular. Rectangular means where the opposite sides are equal, like that, right? Like this square shape, opposite sides are equal, right? That we are going to call as rectangular shape they were making, and usually have an animal carved on them. They used to have animal carved, animal picture was there on that rectangular square. The Harappans also made pots with beautiful black designs, such as one of the shown on page number 6. So in the page number 6, they have already shown you how the pots were made, and that same type of pots were made in the food and food gathering. That time I showed you the pot, right? That they had made, right, in those days only. Cotton was probably grown at Mehergarh from about 7,000 years ago. So cotton they were growing from about 7,000 years ago only. They were growing the cotton. Actual pieces of cloth were found attached to the lid of a silver vase and some copper objects at Mohenjo-daro. Archaeologists have also found spindle oris. So what they have found here? They have found the copper objects. They have found the silver vase. They have found here, you can see the statue of a person. Like this, they have found the many things. Made of torata and faience, these were used to spin the thread. So they were using the spinners to spin the thread. Here you can say faience. Unlike stone or shell that are found naturally, faience is a material that is artificially produced. A gum was used to shape sand or powdered quartz into an object. Oh, in order to make the sand statues or powdered quartz into an object, for that they were using a gum. The object were then glazed, resulting in a shiny, glassy surface. The colors of the glaze were usually blue or sea green. Right? Faience was used to make beads, bangles, earrings, and tiny vessels. So this was how they have made here. Many of the things that were produced were probably the work of a specialist. A specialist is a person who is trained to do only one kind of work. For example, cutting stone or polishing beads or carving seals. So this is the thing. For example, cutting stone. Right, cutting the stones or polishing the beads or carving seals. This is also done by the trained person. A specialist is doing it. Look at the illustration, page number 28, and see how well the face is carved and how carefully the beard is shown. Here you can see the statue here, how neatly they have shown the beard of the person. This must have been the work of an expert craftsperson. Yes, not everybody could have been a specialist. We don't know whether only men were specialists or only women were specialists. Perhaps some women and men might have been specialists. So here you can see that not everybody is knowing that who are the specialists, but perhaps there may be both men and women may be the specialists who have done such the wonderful works. In search of raw materials. Raw materials are substances that are either found naturally, such as wood or ores of metals, or produced by farmers or herders. So you can see the raw materials. These are the substances that are earlier found naturally. They were naturally found, such as the wood, ores of metals, or produced by farmers or herders. These were found. These are then processed to produce finished goods. These are now processed. When you bring the wood, how it is long one, it is round one. It should be processed. They should cut it, they should give the shape, and then it becomes the finished goods and services. For example, cotton produced by farmers. You all have seen cotton. Hatti hengirtatri gundu undi dangirtati methga irtati. When it produced, when is a raw material, when it is processed, what it becomes the clothes. While some of the raw materials that the Harappans used are available locally, many items such as copper, tin, gold, silver and precious stone had to be brought from the distant places. The wood and the copper were available. Some of the items, copper, tin, gold, silver and precious stones, they had brought it from other places, means far away places, in order to decorate. The Harappans probably got copper from the present day Rajasthan and even from Oman in West Asia. They had brought the copper from the Oman in West Asia, and they have got the copper from the present day Rajasthan and even from Oman in the West Asia. They have brought from there. You can see here they have made the things, goods carrier, they had made it, and here they had made one design. You can see here. West Asia tin, which was mixed with the copper to produce bronze, may have been brought from present-day Afghanistan and Iran. They have might brought from the bronze, they had might brought from the present-day Afghanistan and Iran. Gold could have come from all the way from the present-day Karnataka, and precious stones from the present-day Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. They have brought all these things. Right, copper was brought from the Rajasthan and West Asia, and tin was mixed with copper to produce bronze, which they have brought from the present day Afghanistan, Iran, and gold, it is brought from our present day Karnataka, and precious stones from present day they have brought from the Gujarat, Iran and Afghanistan. From there they have brought. Now let us see food for people in the cities. cities. What food they were eating? We came to know about their houses, we came to know about their streets, we came to know about their drainage systems. Now let us see what are the foods they were eating. While many people lived in cities, others living in the countryside grew crops and reared animals. They started growing crops, right? Who were living in the countryside, they started growing crops and they started rearing the animals. These farmers and herders supplied food to craft persons, scribes and rulers in the city. What they were doing? They were supplying the food to the craft persons, scribes and rulers in the cities. We know from remains of plants that Harappans grew wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed and mustard. So what were the Harappans growing? They were growing the wheat, barley, pulses, peas, rice, sesame, linseed and mustard. These were the crops grown by whom? By the Harappans. A new tool, the plow, you can see here, it is there. The plow was used, a toy plow here you are seeing, that was used to dig the earth for turning the soil and planting the seeds. It was used to dig the earth and for turning the soil and planting the seeds it was used. While real plows which were probably made of wood have not survived. Yes, the real plows which are made up of wood have not survived. They are not there. Toy models have been found. As this region does not receive heavy rainfall, some form of irrigation may have been used. So here they do not receive any heavy rainfall. They have done some form of irrigation, that may be drip irrigation, canal irrigation, tank irrigation, well irrigation, something they might have used it. This means the water was stored and supplied to the fields when plants were growing. So they used some of the methods. The Harappans reared cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo. Water and pastures were available around the settlements. So they had reared the sheep, they had reared the goat, they had reared the cattle. They were supplying the water for all those animals. There was nearby water settlements were there. From there they were getting the water supplies. Probably they might have gone to the greater distances in search of the grass and water. They also collected the fruits like bear, caught fish and hunted wild animals like the antelope. Yes, they had done in order to survive. They had eaten the fruits, they had caught the fish and also they had hunted the wild animals like the antelope. A closer look of the Harappan towns in Gujarat. In Gujarat you can see how the Harappan town is. The city of Dholavira was located on Khadir Bayat, also spelled as Bet, in the Rann of Kutch. Here you can see where there was a fresh water and fertile soil. In Gujarat you are seeing here Khadir Bet, here in the Rann of Kutch, where you are seeing there was a fresh water and fertile soil, right? Unlike some of the other Harappan cities which were divided into two parts, Dholavira was divided into three parts. Here, unlike the Harappan cities are divided into two parts. Here, Dholavira was divided into three parts, and each part was surrounded with massive stone walls with entrances through gateways. So there were massive stone walls were there, and there were entrances through gateways. There was also a large open area in the settlement where public ceremonies could be held. So there was a large area, vast area, where they can see the public settlements can be held, right? Other finds include large letters of the Harappan script that were carved out of white stone and perhaps inlaid in the wood. So there were large letters of the Harappan and script and that were carved out of white stone and perhaps inlaid in wood. There were there. right, large letters were there. Letters means you can see, I told you already, in the Harappan civilization people had learned to read and write. They might have written something on the white stones. This is a unique find, as generally Harappan writing has been found on small objects such as seals. In the seals also they have written small objects, even though they are small objects, on that also they have written. The city of Lothal stood beside a tributary of the Sabarmati in Gujarat, close to the Gulf of Combat. It was situated near areas where raw materials such as semi-precious stones were easily available. Here in the Gulf of Combat in Sabarmati, right, in Gujarat, Sabarmati Ashram, it is very much famous for Mahatma Gandhi ji, where Mahatma Gandhi ji was living, was staying. Right, here what happens here, it was in this Sabarmati, there were some precious stones were there. Right, precious stones were available, easily available. This was an important center for making objects out of stone, shell and metal. When there were precious stones available, they took the advantage of it and they started making the objects. They started making objects of stone, shell and the metals. There were also a storehouse in the city. Yes, we need to store the food grains and all. For that sake, there was also a big storehouse in the city. Many seals and sealings, the impression of the seals on clay, were found in this storehouse. In this storehouse, what was there? There was the what you can say, were found in the storehouse. Impressions of the seals means clay. It was there, were found in this storehouse. Let us see here. A building was found that was found here was probably a workshop for making beads, pieces of stone, half-made beads, tools for bead making and finished beads have all been found here. So here we can see there where the beads were there. Beads means ಇದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಇವು ಮುತ್ತು ರತ್ನ ಹವಳಗತ್ಲೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ರಿ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇದ್ದು ಇವು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಡ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು, ಹಾಫ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಬೀಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು, ಟೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೀಡ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ಡ್ ಬೀಡ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ ಬೀನ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಸೀಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೀಲ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಮೇಡ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋ ಐತಿ, ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ to stamp bags or packets containing goods that were sent from one place to another. Seals, ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸೀಲ್ಗಳು, ಅಚ್ಚು ಹೊತ್ತು ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಸೀಲ್ಗಳು, ಟಸ್ಸೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಟಸ್ಸೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸೀಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಸೀಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನದಾವ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲದಾವ. The impression of the seal is known as sealing. ನಾವು ಹಿಂಗೇನು ಚಿತ್ರ ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಟಸ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಗುರುತು ಹತ್ತಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಚಿತ್ರ ಬೀಳ್ತದಲ್ರಿ, that we are going to call it as a sealing. If the sealing was intact, one could be sure that the goods had arrived safely. The sealing, if the sealing is very good, it is intact, then the one can think that the whatever the goods and services that is brought, that has arrived safely. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಏನೇ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಿದ್ರಿ, ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಟು ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೈಟ್ಲಿ ಸೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊತಿದ್ರು. ದ ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್. ಅರೌಂಡ್ 3,900 years ago, we find the beginning of a major change. People stopped living in many of the cities. Writing, seals and weights were no longer used. Raw materials brought from long distances became rare. So they stopped using the raw materials, they stopped using the seals, they stopped using the weights and all. So what happened after that? In Mohenjo-daro, we find that garbage piled up on the streets. The drainage system broke down and new, less impressive houses were built even over the street. So what happened after that? All the system had gone worsened. The drainages were broke down, the houses were broke down, the houses were constructed on the streets like that. All less impressive houses were built. So what happened? Why did all this happen? We are not sure. Some scholars suggest that the rivers dried up. Others suggest that there was afforestation. This could have happened because fuel was required for baking brisk and for smelting copper ores. Besides, grazing by large herds of cattle, sheep and goat may have destroyed the green cover In some areas there were floods, but none of these reasons can explain the end of all the cities. Flooding or a river drying up would have had an effect only in some areas. So here what happens, because of the flood, because of the drought, and because of afforestation, because of overgrazing of the animals, what happened? All the green got destroyed. So only I always tell the children, plant the trees. If plants are there, if greenery is there, then we can live in double-storied buildings, we can live in impressive buildings, we can live in beautiful houses. But if green is not there, afforestation is there, then what happens? The floods are likely to happen, the drought is likely to happen. It will take away all our happiness. Our city will also get destroyed. It appears as if the rulers lost control. In any case, the effects of the change are quite clear. Sites in the Sindh and West Punjab, present day Pakistan, were abandoned, and while many people moved into newer smaller settlements to the east and the south. Here what happened? All the people, they changed their places. They moved from the Pakistan to the other places. They moved to the West Punjab, and in Sindh and today's West Punjab, people were abandoned. Abandoned means there were no people living. Everyone moved from that place to the other place. New cities emerged about 1400 years later. So new cities came up around 1400 years later. Okay, children, this chapter is over. In my part, you don't need to write notes, only write exercise question and answers, fill in the blanks, multiple choice questions. If they are there, only write that one. Don't write the notes which I have given in your notebook. Only write exercise question and answers. Understand the concepts. Read the textbook 2 times, 3 times. Read the textbook, because textbook is the mother of 100 books. So read the textbook thoroughly. If you don't understand, if you have any doubts, come to me. I will clear your doubts. Do you understand, children? Only write exercise question answers, fill in the blanks, match the following. If it is there, write it down. That you have to write. That's all. Don't write the notes in your books. Okay, thank you.